How's it going, folks? Taylor Wachowski here. You may notice I'm not in my usual filming spot. I'm filming off my phone today. My camera just died. And today's not going to be a usual video. It's going to be a story time. A word of the wise, or a word to the wise, if you will, about bringing a new animal into your home and it not working out. Now, before anybody worries, the animals are fine. Nobody's hurt, nobody's harmed, everybody's happy. Hermes and Adonis are doing just fine. And the new puppy we're going to bring in is fine. She is back home and happy. So, as a spoiler, I was going to bring in a new puppy. And I had a lot of plans for this little girl. You know, I wanted to make a whole puppy series for you. I'll show you exactly how I raise a puppy from the beginning. She was going to be a physical assist and mobility service animal for me. She's an Akita, a female. She was a red pinto. I don't know about all the fancy stuff, but she was just a very cute little baby girl. So if you're interested in hearing about our story about how it didn't work out, and learning from that, then stay tuned. And if you're not too interested, that's okay, I get it. We'll see you next time for a new training video. So with this baby girl, first of all, I've been wanting a dog for a very long time. Second dog, Adonis is 10 years old today. Happy birthday, little boy. He's right down here under the couch. My voice sounds a little raspy. I'm very tired. I didn't get back until 2:30 last night, 2:30 in the morning. So I've been talking to a very nice lady, a very reputable breeder, for about a year and a half. I reached out to her a year and a half ago, waited for the time to be right, waited for her to have, some new puppies. She only has one litter a year, which I love. She's not overbreeding. She makes sure everybody's comfortable. And honestly, from what I've heard from her and spoken with her, she does a great job and really cares about her dogs. So my sister and I were going to drive the 2 hours down to go meet her and check out the puppy. And when I saw her, I fell in love. Of course, love at first sight. She was 13 weeks old and, gosh, about 40 pounds, a very large puppy, Akita puppy. Very, very cute. Her name was Lacey, and I was going to rename her Ellie, and she was just super cute. The lady was very nice family. So we take her, put her in the car, and we're heading home. And over the 2 hours, she was just a perfect little puppy, barely even whined, and it was just kind of out of excitement. She was just very, very cute. She had a couple accidents in the car, but we expect that, I don't mind it, you can wash that. My fault for not taking her out and letting her pee comfortably outside, but so we get her home, and I think everybody's gonna be fine. This whole time, I trusted Adonis, and I still do. And it's not about Adonis; it's about me and myself, not preparing things right, and not really taking into account what my dog wants, what they need. And this was a decision really for myself that I wanted a new dog, and that's okay to have wants. And it doesn't always work out, so we just have to understand that. So life hands out hard lessons, no lesson is ever easy, but all you can do is just learn from it. So we get her home, just very tired from basically a 4-hour ride, myself. The puppy was in there 2 hours. We get home, super excited, take her to go potty one last time, and then we come up and I go in and I greet Adonis, and then I get him leashed up so I can bring him out. And I have a little puppy pen at my doorway anyway, just to keep, mainly for Hermes, so he doesn't, run out. So a little Hermes barrier. And my sister told him the puppy, letting her just chill there, and I let Adonis go. He's just dragging his leash, and his leash is just there for safety. So he goes, he sniffs her. He has that little, I'm aware that there could be a barrier reactivity. So he goes and sniffs, and he kind of does a quick little, hey, who are you? And then he starts, kind of, wagging his tail a little bit and doing more of a play bow. So we bring him in. Mistake number one, which I know now, and if I were an outsider in this whole thing, I'd say no, don't bring him in, into a hallway. Don't bring him into the house just yet. There's a lot of trap points. There's a lot of pressure on either side. The animals can't really move and do what they need to. So we bring the puppy in. I'm going to let both of them off leash so that they can go sniff, so there's no tension in the leash, creating opposition reflex. And Adonis just wasn't having any of it. And again, it's not Adonis's fault. He's being a dog. And I totally understand that, and I don't fault him at that at all. So he goes and he tries to correct her, and I saw a side of him that I really have never seen before. A lot of people, my sister included, might think it looked like a pretty vicious attack. There was no blood drawn. There was, barely, a couple of tufts of fur, and he was really not trying to, he wasn't grabbing her and holding on. He wasn't clamping. He was just kind of trying to basically get her on the shoulder, to, show her, hey, this is my house, and whatever dogs do. So I stopped him. I separated them. I'm freaking out because I've never seen that side of him before. Again, not his fault. So I say, you know what, we're going to take him outside. That's when the red flag number one, went off in my head, saying, like, what the heck am I doing? We need to introduce him outside. We take him outside. Of course, he's still, got some angst in him, as I expected. He's excited. After a couple of minutes, though, they calmed down. Allie did fine, by the way. She didn't squeal. She was like, dude, what's wrong with you? She's his size. So, it's not like him going after a tiny little puppy. It's him versus him, just floppier. But either way, I don't want her to go through that. I don't want him to go through that. So we go outside, we walk them. They were doing okay. Let's bring them back inside, and have them reintroduce each other. And we did that on leash, and we kept distance and this and that. And, I try to make sure to keep Adonis on loose leash so he's not going into opposition reflex. And he knows how to give into pressure very lightly and this and that. So we bring him in, and being in an apartment, this is 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And he's barking very loud. He's screaming, he's like, hey, who is this dog in my house? So we put her in the bedroom, close the door, and I go back and try to reintroduce him. I open the door, he tries to bark, I close the door. I have some ham, to be able to reinforce him for being calm. I open the door, close it. When he's calm, I can give him some ham, open the door. And after a few seconds, he's able to look at the dog and look at me, and I'm able to reward for that. Perfect. However, the puppy, if I'm to be here by myself, I can't do that. I can't leave the puppy alone in a room to be able to do that. She needs a care all of her own. My sister has her own life and own animals to take care of, so obviously she can't be here doing this all night long. So that's red flag number 2. That this is just, it started kind of hitting me that this is going to be a very long night. And then we tried to swap places and have him in the bedroom and have little Ellie come in through the doorway. And this whole time she's so chill. She's such a good little baby, and I'm so thankful. And I did not want to teach her a bad lesson. I didn't want her to be afraid of animals because she's very confident on her own. And so we tried again, and again, Adonis would just bark and scream and just be a dog and be vocal. So we take him outside again, and we take him out for a little walk. It hits me that, I start thinking, okay, well, what is best for these guys? And we're standing there, and I started thinking, you know what? I don't know if it's going to work out, which is this yesterday was one of the more difficult decisions I've had to make in a very long time, because I just fell in love with this girl. I loved her. She was just perfect in every way and everything I look for in a dog. And I just wanted it to work out so badly. But it couldn't, and that's okay. We have to be brave enough to accept the fact that not everything works out. It was a good lesson. It was a very hard lesson, very difficult. And at that time, I was just very tired, and I broke down, honestly. I was very upset, thinking that something I've been waiting for so long and something I wanted so badly would not work out. But I had to think about what's best for Ellie, Lacey, what's best for Adonis, what's best for even myself, because I don't need to put myself through this much stress. And you don't need it if you're thinking about this. That's why I'm telling you this story. So that if you don't think it's going to work out, reach out to that owner, to that foster, to whomever, the rescue, and say, hey, it's not, it's never, you don't have to stick through with it. So with her, I had to make that decision fairly quickly, because it is, now 9 o'clock at night. And there's no way I can keep these guys peacefully overnight. Even if I'm up all night, she needs attention. Adonis is going to cry, and I don't want to wake up my neighbors and teach them that much more of a bad lesson. So I had to make that decision pretty quickly that I don't think it's going to work out, and I think it would be in the best interest of sweet Ellie, Lacey, to go back home if her owner is accepting of me bringing her back that night. So I called her up. I was crying on the message, which I do apologize for. I did not expect her to hit this hard. But I told her, hey, I don't think it's going to work out. Honestly, if I can bring her back tonight, I will drive the 2 hours. I don't care. I feel like I can't keep her in my home, safely, I guess, not in the sense that she would ever be, her life would be at risk, but it would be very stressful, and it just wouldn't work out. And God bless her. She said, hey, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I'm happy to have her back. I will wait for you. And so, again, bless her. She was very, very sweet. I do appreciate her. And so I said, okay, that's what we're going to do. I love this girl to death, but I have to do what's right for Adonis, and I can't, stress him out. I just can't do this, and it's not right for either of us, and it's not healthy for me. Obviously, number one, I'm the one who controls all this, and for me in life, it's like, life is never a dull moment in my life. It's not life if it's not hectic, but it doesn't have to be that way. I blame me being an Aries for that. But so I my sister is again, God bless her. She says, hey, I'll go with you. We just got to go over, check on her cats, make sure they're okay, of course. And then we go the 2 hours, and we leave at 10 o'clock, and we get there, just before midnight. And we're able to drop off the baby safely, return her, all that. And we get back home, around like 2 o'clock and 2:30. I come back home. Adonis is fine. He's totally chill. And it was a very long night and a very tiring day, and a very hard lesson, but I learned it, and over the course of taking her back, it was more of a relief that I don't have to stress. I don't have to stress my animals. My animals, everyone who knows me, my animals come first, which is not necessarily a healthy thing, but that's me. I always joke, but it's dead serious. If I'm ever homeless and I have one hot dog left, it's going to my dog, or we can at least split it. But don't worry, I would never be homeless. I always have plenty of family and options to help before we're ever homeless. But I do everything for my animals, and this was something I was doing for myself, giving myself a new partner, a new something, and it didn't work out, and that's okay. It doesn't mean it's easy, and doesn't have to be easy, and that's okay. But we just have to accept when things just, weren't meant to be, at least not yet. So I have no doubt that in my future, I will absolutely have another dog. Maybe I will have 2 dogs at the same time, meaning Adonis and another dog, or maybe it won't be until after he has had his life and I have had my time to prepare again. And these people were very, very nice, and they said, hey, you know what? If you ever want a dog when things are different, or you ever want to come back, you just keep in touch with us, and I surely will. So this was a very sad video. I don't know, a very not usual video, a very difficult video, a very difficult lesson to learn, and it's hard, but if you allow yourself to feel that, and you allow yourself to accept that, over time, that you did the right thing, and that you don't need to push yourself, and that you did everything that you possibly could, and by doing everything you possibly can, it's rehoming the animal, or giving them back to whomever previously owned them. I never wanted to be that person where I have to keep my dogs separated by a barrier in a different room. That's what I go to people's homes to help fix. And in this case, one person, that's a lot of work for one person to be able to do. and all that stress, and in an apartment, and at midnight, and it's just it's a lot. So if you don't have to go through that, I'm telling you, please don't. Don't put yourself through that, because it's you wouldn't be able to enjoy it. Your animals won't be able to enjoy it. Adonis is happy being a 1-dog household. He wants me, and I'm okay with that because I raised him that way. Whether I always realize it or not, that's how I raised him, and I love him to death. He is my soul. If anything ever happens to him, or when he does go, I will be so lost. But that's another video for another day. Oh God, hopefully not anytime soon. Maybe not a video. I was thinking when I was saying that, but he is everything to me, and I want to do what's right for him. So that's not always, again, an easy choice. And it's okay. We just take time to accept it. We take time to appreciate what we have. And he is the best teacher. He gives out very hard lessons, as my sister stated. But I personally appreciate those. I'm one of those people who have to go through that hard lesson in order to really get it. You could tell me, hey, that stove's hot. You're going to burn yourself. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I'm going to say, you know what? I got to touch it. I know, I'm sure it's hot, but let me see myself. And then I say, ow, that's really hot. And then I say, okay, I don't need to touch it anymore. And that's just me. That's life. Life has been, telling me, like, now's not the right time. It's not the right time. Okay, fine, go. Then you see for yourself, it's not the right time. So I appreciate that, as hard as it is. So thank you, Life. Thank you, Adonis. Thank you, Carol and Lynn, the very nice women who helped me to this point with the little puppies. Just don't do what I do, or maybe, yeah, don't do what I did, rushing things. Please know that you don't have to stick through with that choice. Do what is best for the animals. They will be happier. You will be happier because you did right by them. Nobody needs to suffer because you're trying to do the right thing. When trying to do the right thing, we think we're trying to do it, and we end up making things worse, honestly. We don't mean to. We're trying. But in the end, sometimes trying, I might try, but it doesn't matter to the animals. They're still unhappy. So if you try things and it doesn't work out, we need to be strong enough and clear enough minded that we can see that it's not going to work out. And we got to do what's best for everybody. And again, it's not going to be easy. And no one ever said it would be, and it doesn't have to be. So take time to heal yourself and help yourself. So that is today's video. I hope to have a much happier video next time. I hope to have a either more upbeat or more helpful video as far as training goes for you all. But this time it was not about helping a dog behaviorally wise. It was really about helping the human. Now, anytime you're working with dogs, you're helping the human. You're teaching the human to teach the dog. But this was a hard lesson, and I'm so grateful for it. So thanks for staying tuned. If you watch this, everybody is much happier. I am happier. I'm still gonna take time to heal and get over this and all that. The animals could care less. They're happy. Hermes was just like the greatest trooper. He was just like the greatest little host. He was like, hey, welcome, come on in. He was just sniffing the puppy. She had no issue with him. He was sniffing her feet, just like, hi. And she was like, oh, hey, what are you? And he was just trying to get into the middle of everything. And so he's just awesome. And of course, so is Adonis. He really is. So that is today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, or at least learned from it. That's what this is about. I really hope that you took something from this. And you learn that you don't always have to do everything right. You're not always going to do everything right. And it's okay to accept your loss and accept when things are not going to go well, if it's for the best of the animal. Let me know if this has ever happened to you. If you've ever had to make a difficult decision, and how you dealt with it. I would love to hear it. Or if things worked out, of course, I would love to hear the success stories as well. So we're going to go for a little walk. We're going to go check on a little kitty friend that I house sit. My Adonis loves to go with. And he is so good at cheering me up. So Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, stay positive.